What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. This is the video most of my subscribers have been anticipating. It's gonna be a Q&A, and who else to bring along than Paul Gutierrez right here, guys.
What's going on, guys?
He has his own YouTube channel, kind of very similar to mine, that is like firefighting, lifestyle, fitness, you know, stuff like that. But he goes in a lot more depth than other stuff that I don't really cover. So of course, as always, his link will be in the description box down below. Man, I'm out of breath, but this is where we're at right now. I'm trying to get a cool little hike in. I got my EMT certificate right here. I've had about it for a year, just never decided to frame it, never got around to taking pictures. So I guess today is the magical day. We're gonna do that, and of course answer all the questions you guys have been curious about. So let's get into this video. We finally made it to the top of this beautiful park. This is called Palmer Park. In this area, we made it to the top. We actually found this cave right here. Right here. I wonder if you guys can see, but it's pretty much just stops right there at the end. But the springs is absolutely looking wonderful right now. So yeah, we're gonna set up this Q&A. Get two cameras rolling, one from me, one from Paul, and we're gonna give you guys the content you guys have been waiting for.
Probably because of light. So do this. Looking cool.
All right, guys. So this is the Q&A segment, and I got all the Q&As right here. I'm gonna first start off with the Instagram. So if you commented on my Instagram post, that's what we're gonna be answering first. So probably one of the absolute biggest questions both him and I get is how precisely do you become an Air Force firefighter? You wanna start it off, lead the way, and I'll add to it?
That process.
Very beginning step.
Very beginning. Well, first of all, you have to meet with the recruiter.
Exactly.
Number one.
That's exactly what I tell everyone. You just gotta meet with the recruiter, you know?
So like you meet with a recruiter, and let's say you've never taken the ASVAB. So you talk to a recruiter, you talk about like you're interested in like being fire protection specifically. He'll probably want you to choose other jobs.
Yep.
But first you'll meet with a recruiter, and if you're really serious about it, he'll set up a test date for you to take the ASVAB if you haven't taken it already.
Correct. And this kind of ties in with another question is like, now that we're talking about ASVAB, is ASVAB score for fire protection. I don't know why it is, and it's kind of a downfall, but I feel, well, the minimum for the Air Force is a 30, correct? To get in? 32?
For me, when I joined, it was a 50.
Well, my recruiter, she wanted 50, right? She only wanted to work with people that were 50. It's at the recruiter's discretion, but we know people who have like 32. And I think, don't take my word for it because I really don't have 100%. I've tried to look it up, but I think it's 32 for fire protection. And I mean, it's nothing bad, nothing against anyone, but this career field takes so much hard work and dedication, book wise, not just job and physical wise, but mentally and, you know, like IQ wise. Like, it's just, you have to be a decent individual as far as IQ to get down the math for hydraulics, you know, to know about hazmat rescue, mobile water supply, pumper, ARF. Like, there's so many aspects. It's not just one thing, firefighting. No, it's so many different aspects. You gotta keep your ropes and knots up to date. You gotta know how to do forcible entry on multiple different kinds of doors. You gotta know what to do whenever there's a vehicle accident. You know, there's so many things to fire protection, and I've seen so many people get kicked out because they can't keep up with it. It's too tough for them mentally, and they just get kicked out. They just can't handle the career field. Have you ever seen, I'm sure you've seen that at the 3 bases you've been.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you get guys that get like washed through or just pushed through is what I mean.
Yeah.
And I hear now in tech school, they're just pushing guys through. They can't fail people. Like, I'm not sure what that's about. I know when people before us went through, like, it was a lot harder, and like, if you made it, like, you survived the cut tech, like, so to speak.
Yeah, of course. It was a lot more difficult basically to get through.
Correct.
Back when you went through, it was
starting to change. I think
it was starting to change, and then when I went through, like, yeah, you get washed back, but I think you had like 3 times. If you got washed back 3 times, then you're like, okay, you're out of tech school. I think it used to be like you get back washed back once,
yeah,
and you're done, right?
think so. Like, pretty much. Like when I was there was a guy who was washed back at least like twice when I first got there, and he got chance after chance.
Wow.
Yeah, just waiting for class dates.
Yeah. So pretty much, what I mean is, we started off with the question as how to become a firefighter, and that's pretty much just talking to your recruiter. Your recruiter is going to do the number one thing for you. He's going to see if he has slots available for firefighting. A lot of recruiters don't pick it up because, honestly, our career field is one of the lowest in military-wise. Like, we're getting phased out by the civilians each and every day. You know, there's bases that are switching from military to complete civilian departments. So that's pretty much what you got to do, is do ASVAB test, recruiter, if there's a slot available, and that's it. I pretty much think. So yeah, that's the main question we were trying to really get off. I know we kind of went off on a little tangent, but we did give you another answer to the ASVAB score, and kind of like tech school, if you get washed back, you pretty much have like 2 or 3 more chances. So yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, to piggyback off that, like you said, fire protection falls under a low score category, so almost anyone qualifies for it. And like you said, the problem with that is people are getting washed through that maybe can't handle the rigors of the career. And unlike other jobs, like, we have CDCs constantly, which are career development courses, and like you said, that's pumper, that's mobile water supply, that's fire rescue, like search and rescue, confined space. There's
so
just
many.
a list that goes on, and I don't think it ever stops until you hit maybe chief or something. Like, so other career fields do like 3 volumes and they're done for the rest of their career. So like, our field's pretty tough.
All right, guys, so another quick question we got is, as an Air Force firefighter, what certifications do you get? He literally was just naming a bunch of them. And it's each CDC you do, you're going to get a new cert for it. So, for example, you pretty much get the basic cert whenever you go, what is it?
To the academy?
To the Air Force, to the DoD Fire Academy. Fire Academy. You get your basic level of, like,
Fire 1 and 2.
Fire 1 and 2. No, not ARF. You get like, what is it?
It's kind of like it's airport firefighting.
Yeah, but it's not like the official CDC. You got to take that when you get back to your actual base.
Or there are 2 different certifications.
Yeah, correct. And then you also have your what's the one below EMT?
Oh, EMR.
EMR. So yeah, emergency medical responder. That's pretty much another cert you get. I don't know why I drew a huge blank. But yeah, so other certifications you can get. I'm going to go ahead and list off the ones I have currently, and then I'll let Paul do his, because he has some that I don't, and vice versa. So in my short amount of time, I've been in about 3 years now, and the mandatory ones as soon as I got to the base, to Peterson Air Force Base, was I started off with ARF, very first one. Then we jumped into pumper, which is running a regular engine that you see throughout the civilian departments out in the civilian world. Then you got mobile water supply, which is your tanker or tender, whatever you guys like to call it. And then after that, I did telecom, and then I knocked out EMT, the National Registry Test. So those are the few certs that I have under my belt, as opposed to Paul, which he'll list the same thing.
Yeah, I pretty much have all those certs too. CDCs were a little bit different. When I first came in, we had Telecom 1 and 2.
Yep. Now it's split up.
Now it's split up. And basically, when you first come in to your first duty assignment, the Air Force or your department wants you to become a driver. And that's what those 3 main CDCs are. Yep. They're crash driver, pumper, which is, like you said, civilian engine, and then mobile water supply, which is a big, giant, portable water source. Yeah. But to name my certs, I got... I'm working on fire officer right now, which is basically crew chief or like the captain of the vehicle or the engine.
Yep.
I have rescue rope rescue 1 and 2. I have hazmat tech, and then I think that's it as far as different certs.
Different certs. You got your telecom 2 over me though. Mm-hmm. I only have telecom 1. Like we said, it's split. Another good one. You said your rescue.
Yep, rescue.
Okay, awesome. Oh yeah, we also have hazmat tech. I forgot to name off that I did hazmat tech. So that's another cool one. As opposed to more certifications, you're gonna have. There's a abundant of certs. So you got like rescue 1. If you're long enough, you have rescue 2, which I know our old AC had. They discontinued that class, but if you have the cert, you got the cert. Mm-hmm. And what's another good one? Officer 1, Officer 2,
Yeah.
Inspector 1, Inspector 2. There's
just so
there's
many.
so it literally goes all your 1s, and then they go all your 2s. So Officer 1, Officer 2 again.
ISO, Incident Safety Officer.
Hazmat IC. Then you already talked about Rescue Technician.
Yeah. They got rid of WMD, but that was Weapons of Mass Destruction that went along with Hazmat IC, and also like Hazmat Awareness. Like you said, Hazmat IC, right?
Yeah. So there, guys, if we had a list, I'll try to find a list and just throw them all at the bottom while we're going over this.
There's just a lot.
There is literally CDCs all the way to like E9.
Yeah.
And that is Chief. So Chief is doing CDCs if he really wanted to.
Yeah, seriously.
Other than that, you're going to keep, if you're in the career field, be prepared to continuously knock out CDC after CDC, depending on your station.
Yeah.
Because my friends at the Air Force Academy are a lot more lax than us at Peterson, which is literally across town, 30-minute drive. They run so much more like a civilian department. They have a lot more civilians. As us two, we have like 2 civilians in the whole department as far as ops wise.
Yeah.
And it's always like constant more like military on top of you, like bam, bam, bam. You gotta knock it out. You gotta knock it out. So we run through a lot more CDCs, in my opinion. This is just me and a convo between a friend and I down at the Air Force Academy. So I could be wrong. Other departments do a lot of things different. How would you guys do it, Hondo and?
So my first duty station was Minot Air Force Base. That's North Dakota, if no one knows. Literally like 2 hours from the Canadian border. So it was like cold basically year round.
I got a quick question. It's going to be a very fast one. Is there a swim test involved to getting this career field?
No.
Sweet. Next question.
I can't swim.
Do you guys run ALS or BLS? So we run both, actually.
Yeah.
So for a good majority of the time that I've been here, for about it was close to my 2-year mark here, we were only running BLS. Like we'd have to call our like ambulance service, which was off base. It's a civilian contracted ambulance service called AMR, and any medical, we'd have to call them like, hey, we got a medical, can you guys, or a dispatch would call them. They would show up on scene along with us. Sometimes it would take them upward to 20-30 minutes depending. So we eventually, our commander was like, it was at our commander's discretion to get us an EMT class, so we ended up getting an EMT class. That's where me and Paul were working EMT. We ended up started working EMT, and that's still considered BLS, but we were still working BLS as EMTs. Then we bumped up to paramedics. We actually have 2 paramedics that are now hired at our fire department, which are from Fort Carson. They're Army medics. They have their own ambulance rig, and they're in our stalls where our trucks are as well. So yeah, now we run ALS. We don't have to call the ambulance service because we got the guys at our department in the same stalls there. Whenever we go to a call, they're rolling out with us. So yeah, they're pretty cool guys. They're currently teaching an EMT class to get more EMTs on the line instead of just the very handful that we have right now. Anything to add to that?
Let's see. Yeah, so like you said, we used to have contracted ambulance service, and so now that we have the Fort Carson guys, we have an EMT and a paramedic on the truck. So they actually push narcs and stuff, handle like a good majority of our calls, and we're in the works of getting them permanently at the station. So they'll work shifts with us, and we'll rotate just like on our schedule. But right now they only really work or operate from 07 to about 1600, you'd say. Yeah, depending on what calls they're currently running. Like let's say they run a call at like 15:30 and don't come back till 1700, 5 o'clock for you non-military. They'll come in and then clean up shop and then call it a day. But they're there Monday through Thursday, and so like after hours is actually when we have to call AMR again to respond if we need them. But yeah, really cool guys. Like he said, they're hosting our next EMT class right now, and so far from what I've heard, it's pretty rigorous, but these guys know their stuff and they have years of experience that they're willing to share with us. It's pretty awesome.
So another quick question we got is, do you guys get the same weapon training as the regular Air Force, and also regular firefighter training as well as firefighters? that was completely chopped in your question. I'm sorry. So I guess he's just pretty much asking if we get weapon training just like the rest of the Air Force. And the answer is yes. We go through all the same basic training. We learn our weapon training at basic training. So no matter what your job is, you have to complete basic training before you get to your occupation, like your occupation at tech school, you know what I mean? So before we were becoming firefighters at tech school, we had to go through basic. We had to learn certain skill sets as far as like ECP entry, having guns, you know, shooting at the range, qualifying there, see if you made marksman.
You just qualify?
I just went to go shoot actually not too long. You got to renew it every so often. Yep. And I just went to go qualify down at the Air Force Academy. So I was up there shooting the M4. It was completely different than the academy I did at basic training. It took so much longer. But yes, we do weapon training. Yourself?
Yeah, it's so like you said, annual requirement. Or if you're about to deploy or PCS, you have to qualify on an M4. Certain ranks qualify on other weapons, such as the M9. And security forces, for anyone who has that curiosity, they qualify in a whole range of weapons. But basic fire and basic non-combat AFSCs or Air Force careers do qualify on weapons annually.
Another question we got, I've already answered it in another video, is why aren't we wearing OCPs? Simple question, simple answer is our OCPs are technically not fire tested yet. That means they have to go through a series of tests. Multiple companies are producing these OCPs, sending them to...
Can we make it down?
I am drawing such a blank. NFPA. Yeah. There we go. Sending them there so they could see if they passed certain tests, stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just kind of just waiting for it. We can't wear them because they're not NFPA compliant, just like our uniforms that we wear right now. They passed the NFPA test. They're good to go. That's why we're allowed to wear them. Mm-hmm. So,
we do wear them in deployed environments just to blend in with our surroundings and the rest of our comrades. Yeah. But still work in the NFPA
progress.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna switch to 120 right now. All right, guys. So I kind of switched the camera settings slightly, so if it kind of looks different, please forgive me. But we're kind of done here. We're done taking photos with my cert. This is that EMT cert I was telling you about. And it's getting a little windy and a little chilly out here, so we're just trying to get down. Gonna go grab some grub. Of course, we're gonna bring you guys along and answer more questions. This video ain't done. So you guys grab your grub, chill out, and get to the questions. What'd you get?
This is the chashu ramen bowl, so it's pork belly.
You ready for that?
Oh yeah.
So I got a little miso soup right here, complimentary with this bowl, this poke bowl. We got crab, we got masago, avocado, seaweed salad, spicy tuna, spicy salmon. Brutal. I'm about to dig in on this and we'll pick up with the questions in a bit. Alright guys, welcome to the second portion of the video. I've been trying to knock it out as fast as I can for you guys, but getting over the questions over the week, kind of prioritizing which ones are kind of a little more important than others. So it kind of took a little more like time than I expected. We're gonna finish that up today. We're gonna see where we can knock this out, because if you can see, you can't even see the mountain right now. It's just so like heavy with rain on that side of town. And it looks like the storm's moving this way, so we're gonna go ahead and put the camera inside. And yeah, the trucks we have right now. Crash 6, a little Riv, and then P24, bam, bam, bam. But yeah, sorry if the light's horrible. I think I actually might just do this video, the end of it. Might just do it right here. We'll do it on this side since it's not like, I don't know why I came back up. Let's just knock out the rest of this video right here. Of course, as soon as I set my camera down, thing wants to turn on. Where it goes? All right, guys. So hopefully the lighting in here is not too horrible. I'm gonna try to knock out this question here at least, and then move the rest of the questions to the gym whenever it's workout time. So the question we got is, what are our shift, like what's our current hours right now? What do we work? And this is one question I had no absolute idea whenever I joined, and I was kind of astonished whenever I heard about it. I was like, what? Like, it's crazy, you know, I had no firefighting experience whatsoever. no background to it, so I was coming into here like clueless, like nothing. But we work 24 on, 24 off. Regular Air Force works Monday through Friday. We don't. We work, if it's going to be a holiday, we're scheduled to work, we're going to work. If it's Christmas, your birthday, your mom's birthday, President's Day, anything, we're going to come in. If there's severe weather, no one else on base is going, you're going to go in. If you're a firefighter, if you're security forces, essential personnel, you're going to go in. So we personally at this base, we work 24 on, 24 off, like I said, and every 2 weeks we get a Kelly Day. A Kelly Day is basically your weekend. Everyone else gets Friday, Saturday off. You're gonna, let's say your Kelly Days are Wednesday, you're gonna get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, and you go back on shift Friday. So that's kind of just like the quickest way I could put it. Other bases in the local area, I know my buddies down at the Air Force Academy, they're running 48. I'm not too sure if they're running that with the set Kelly Day or rotating Kelly Day. And then I know a couple of my other buddies are running 48-72, which is crazy. That would be a wild schedule to have. Other bases across the Air Force are kind of running their own thing. Really just depends on what base you get stationed at. Like I said, kind of surprised when working that long schedule. I thought it was going to be like an 8-hour job, honestly. But that was just me coming in fresh, 19 years old. So, yeah. Crazy thing happened. I took out my shaker cup, right, like for my pre-workout. I guess it was whenever I put my pre-workout in this morning. I guess it like solidified in there. I didn't dry the cup all the way, so it's a nice Memorial cup. But so it's like a scoop and a half of pre-workout. Then I have to do citrulline malate, creatine, and one more thing in there. But it's crazy. Like it just looks funky. It's dangerous.
Oh shit, it's got like all his performances on here, I think.
Just finished up a back and drop workout here. If you guys are wondering what program I'm currently running, if you don't watch like my normal like vlogs and like my lifestyle instead of like the firefighter stuff, it's totally cool, but I highly recommend. I give like informative stuff on that. I'm actually running the Chris Jones program, been running it for a while. I've hopped off and on, did a couple other programs like David Lade, Jeff Nippard's program, stuff like that. If you guys are familiar, as you guys are curious, I'm always willing to share any information you guys are willing to like want to know and stuff. But the last and final question of today's video, and I want to thank you guys for sticking along this far. If you've made it this far, just give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not, because it sincerely like helps the channel grow. Like it helps get more info out there to people who are curious, don't know this career field. Final question I got is, which branch of the military gets paid the most for being a firefighter? And pretty much Marine Corps, Navy, Army, Air Force. We all attend the same tech school, right? And yeah, if you attend tech school, you'll see everyone there. Like all the branches are kind of intertwined, along with like civilians that go, foreign nationals that go too. So it's pretty cool. It's a really great experience. I'm gonna go off the topic a little bit as far as the pay. I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown in case you guys are not familiar. Yes, technically you all guys go, all the branches will go and learn firefighting, right? However, Marine Corps, for a fact, I know, does strictly crash. They're just strictly crash. Crash is basically aircraft. That's all they're gonna run as far as firefighting wise. They're not gonna run structural, medical, stuff like that. And if they do, and that's something new to me, I've been told otherwise. And one of my friends is in the Marine Corps too. And yeah, he told me the same, firefighter, strictly crash, at least at his base. And then, so you got Navy. They say every sailor is a firefighter to a certain extent. They go through like firefighter 1, if I'm not mistaken, firefighter 2, but it's not like an actual full-blown fire academy that some of the actual Navy sailors go to. So yeah, at basic training, some of the Navy guys, they go through it. However, if you're going to be an actual firefighter, they're going to send you to the DoD Fire Academy, and yeah, that's where you're going to actually learn more advanced training as being a firefighter, as well as getting to your duty station. You're going to know a lot more there, learn a lot more. Army, had an old AC tell me that he used to work with a lot of Army people. He was stationed at an Army base, and they were firefighters. He met a lot of firefighters that were firefighters, active duty, right? And he said they would do a lot more maintenance around base, cutting grass, policing like trash and stuff. And he said that it was just odd to him why they would have the fire, like the fire dogs doing that. He was just kind of blown away. Other than that, most Army is going to be kind of like reserve and guard. He said there was not too many active duty. That he's been an instructor at the schoolhouse as well, so he has quite a bit of knowledge. And then lastly, Air Force, we're going to be running your typical structural, medicals, ARF, hazmats, rescues, water rescue, all that stuff, wildland, list goes on. It just depends on your location, the base that you're at, what you're going to run, what you don't run, etc. But now that I gave you a run through all the branches, you're going to get paid depending on your rank, no matter like what. That's what the military does, no matter your AFSC. Nothing's going to be changing. Your MLS, AFSC, same thing. It depends on your rank. So someone who's working at the DFAC dining facility, they're going to be getting paid the same as someone who is going to be working at the fire department who's doing very labor-intensive work. I'm not saying they don't do labor-intensive. I don't know. I've never been in that aspect, but I'm saying completely two different fields. So yeah, it's kind of different. Some things that might be thrown in there. If you're married, you might get paid more. If you live off base, you get BAH. If you're a shift worker, you get BAS. There's certain little stuff that gets thrown in each person individually that could make this person, even though they're the same rank, time and grade is a little different than this guy. They're the same rank. This guy might get paid a little more. This guy's married. This guy's single. He lives in the dorms. He gets BAH. Completely different. But you have to be, sum it up really quick. Comes down to rank. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I stated, please give this video a thumbs up if you're not subscribed. What are you waiting for? Until next time, guys. See you in the next one.
How could I make sense when I got me?